Well, it looks like we have some breaking news for the Switch 2, and it's something that we kind of touched on this morning in Newswave, which is one of the reasons I wanted to come out here now and just do an update on it, as it does have to do with pre-orders with the system. And unfortunately, it's not news that, hey, they figured it out. Here's the new day when you can go and pre-order it in the US. It appears now another region is being affected, mostly because of the US. But yeah, we are seeing once again just chaos around pre-ordering these systems, and Nintendo trying to navigate what they keep mentioning as potential tariff impacts. And this has not been a great start for the run-up to the release of this system, but we're going to go over that here today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, especially if you are trying to keep up with all the mayhem right now around the Switch 2. It's a lot happening, so we're trying to keep up to date as much as possible here, and hopefully we can eventually get to the point where this thing is able to be pre-ordered, but we can see this posted up. This is over on Nintendo Life, and they're citing maple syrup or maple syrup. Is it syrup or syrup? This has come up a lot. There's a Y there, so I think of it as syrup, but I see people say syrup. Let me know in the comments which one's the correct one. Anyway, Nintendo of Canada has confirmed that it will not be opening up pre-orders for the Switch 2 in the country, just the day before pre-orders were due to go live. This is their full statement from Nintendo. Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in Canada will not start on April 9th, 2025, in order to align with the timing of pre-orders to be determined in the US. Nintendo will provide updated information at a later date. The launch date of June 5th, 2025 is unchanged. So we're still on track for the system to release in, just under 2 months now, but they still don't have pre-orders figured out. And I will tell you this, working at retail for like a chain of stores and having to put orders in and having timelines set by Nintendo themselves, our typical pre-order window, so you would have an allotment that you had to tell them that you needed for the wholesaler to then take that allotment to Nintendo, make sure that they can get that amount, and then bring it back to you to say, yes, you're good to go. I'm not kidding, was like 6 weeks. Usually you have a little more time than that, and I know it's like, 6 weeks is plenty of time. In the retail space where you're trying to figure out pre-orders and you're basically guessing at how many people are going to come in and want to order one of these things, it's a good idea to try to get that all sorted out more than a month and a half out if you can. But yeah, Nintendo was pretty serious about that. It's like, let's get this going, let's get it done, 6 to 8 weeks, and here it's right on it's right on the edge for that. So that's one of the reasons we found out about the pricing for Mario Kart World now before the Direct, because they need pricing in place for all of this stuff, accessories, system, games, before retailers can really start doing pre-orders to sort out not only their own ordering, but their own finances to buy this stuff to then sell to customers. So basically all that pre-orders being affected in this way, it has to be absolute chaos behind the scenes when it comes to the retail side. So I feel for all of you, any of you out there dealing with wholesale and even like stores that are able to get these systems to sell it, it's got to be crazy. So why did they get pre-ordered in Canada? Well, to be honest, it's mostly because kind of like people like me, but also people in the US who are going to look to Canada maybe to get a pre-order in now, or basically in 12 hours. GameStop Canada, I saw, kept mentioning that at 12:01 a.m., April 9th, pre-orders are going to go live. Guys, get your pre-orders in. They're trying to, of course, drum up interest, get people heading to their site. Walmart Canada doing the same thing. So they were expecting, I'm sure, like a blitz at midnight on April 9th. But then you factor in the idea that, oh wait, people in the US, because it's Canada, it's not like you're shipping from like Australia or something, or in Europe. It's like Canada, so it's up north, and they can. I end up ordering stuff off of eBay all the time from Canada, and it doesn't take that long to get here or anything. So it's a bit more manageable, I'll say, to get it from Canada as opposed to other parts of the world. And I also looked at how much it was being sold for on the website for Nintendo, and after the exchange rates and stuff, it really wasn't that much more. It was basically the same, just about, of the $500 Mario Kart bundle. But so in Canada, it was like 700 Canadian, and after again doing the exchange stuff, it was right around there. So it was manageable. So that's pretty much why they figured, there's going to be a rush of people, not only from Canada but also from the US, and then think about the idea of bots even from the US, or just that would normally focus in maybe on US stuff, would also then look to Canada. It would be a madhouse. And I mean, websites would probably crash, be a whole thing. So obviously they're like, okay, let's pull this down for now and let's coincide the pre-order launch with the US so we don't have this kind of a situation. Now, this, of course, following the current administration's high tariffs on countries such as Vietnam and Cambodia. Vietnam is the one that seems to be of particular interest to people because Nintendo has moved much of their manufacturing to Vietnam, and honestly, it was to try to navigate the potential for future tariffs after what was like 2019 or 2020 when they started doing this. And here they are now with 46% tariff that's been slapped on Vietnam, and those talks seem to be not going great. So now, of course, people are wondering, are they going to come back with higher prices for the Switch 2? Well, I can tell you this, I don't think that's going to be the case in Canada, which also makes me wonder if it would just be better to order from Canada. I don't know how well that's going to work if it is higher in the US versus Canada then. But analysts are kind of bracing for that reality. This was highlighted by VGC that DFC, or DFC Intelligence, had previously stated the Switch 2 sales would reach a staggering 17 million by the end of 2025. That's quite a bit. Again, by the end of 2025, not even the full year. It's just like in 6 months, technically, 7 months, they expect 17 million systems to sell. That is a lot. Now they've revised it down to 15 million, which is still a lot for what's about half a year of sales. It was interesting. I thought they meant, end of fiscal year 2025. No, it seems like they're just, 2025. Okay. Now, again, that's still a lot, but they seem to be concerned about now customers being priced out. There are already many people who said that they were priced out at $450. Like, maybe down the road I'll get it. Maybe I'll let them do some sort of revision like the Switch 2 Lite, and they're able to get the price down on this thing. Well, they say with tariffs and uncertain pricing, Nintendo may choose to scale back its manufacturing. If prices increase substantially due to tariffs, a significant portion of prospective buyers are likely to hold back on a purchase until prices come down. This situation is changing and will be closely monitored as DFC regularly updates its forecast throughout the year. So right now, I have seen some analysts come back with a price point for the Switch 2 at $530. They're just doing like basic math about tariff percentages and like, okay, this is about what we think they could do. And that being in the US, $530 seems like a weird looking number at retail. And it sounds weird, but there is psychology involved in the idea of $499.9 looking cheaper than $500, right? That's been going on forever. But even so, like a $50 increase seems like what I would expect. So again, it's not a great scenario, but I'm still kind of expecting it now. So that way I'm surprised if it stays at $450 for like the base system. I'm expecting now $499.9 and $549.99 with Mario Kart like as the bundle there. And that's gonna be an interesting day on the internet if that does happen. So at this point, that's kind of what I'm expecting. And if they come back with it staying at the same price right now, $450 and $500 with the bundle, relief, I guess, which sounds crazy for $450 and $500, but that's really where we are at this point. Very uncertain times. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully in the coming days, they can set up a new pre-order date because again, they're getting down to the wire here, guys. This is be able to allocate systems all across the world, setting up different regions like this, especially in the US, that's a massive market for them. Being the little retailer with like 3 or 4 stores in a chain that's trying to figure this out has to be like some of the worst experiences ever right now. Just left in the dark, trying to figure out if you can take pre-orders or not. It's a whole thing. So hopefully they can work that out. Seems like they're ready to go with a ton of systems. Some have said that they have 6 to 7 million consoles ready to go for launch. So if they can work all this out, it seems like stock shouldn't be too much of an issue. Here's hoping. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. Now with Canada delaying their pre-orders to coincide with the US, and what's the strategy for when they do open pre-orders, because it seems like it's going to be absolute chaos, a madhouse when all that happens. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.